Hey, everybody, it's David Kemp, host of the Highway to Health podcast series. Appreciate you tuning in. If you've tuned in before, you know we talk about how it'll take a village to solve some of these challenges that we have in healthcare. And we don't shy away from what it'll take from the patients to maintain responsibility control of their own healthcare. This episode is for the dads. It's for fathers. In recognition of Father's Day, we wanted to provide you a little bit of education on how you can help control your own health and control as much as possible the health of your future children. That's why we're celebrating a company called WeNatal today. WeNatal is meant to empower men during the prenatal process. For a long time, when our wives were trying to get pregnant or were pregnant, I can speak from experience on this. It felt like we were powerless, felt like we were helpless. And that's not a good feeling. Companies like WeNatal are, through science, providing ways for the men, the fathers, to make sure that they're doing the most that they can to improve the health of the wife, the mother, but also the child. And so we'll talk about how WeNatal has explored the science and is starting to deliver solutions, nutrients for men to help with the prenatal process. So I'm excited to talk to the co-founders of the company. We're also going to bring in a mother and her husband and discuss, how they've experienced challenges, hardships, but have also found some hope and some success through breakthroughs in science like WeNatal is providing.
Hello, this is Ronit Menashe, WeNatal co-founder. I'm joining today to share a little bit about my fertility journey and what led me to launch WeNatal. In early 2020, my best friend and I experienced pregnancy loss, and it happened a week apart, which was shocking. When we dove into the research on how to optimize for a healthier pregnancy next time around, we learned about men's health and the importance of optimizing sperm before conception. We were shocked when we learned this information because nobody was talking about it. No one was talking about how important it was for men to take 3 months to take care of their own health, their own fertility before trying to conceive. Because what we learned was 50% of miscarriages, 50% of infertility happen because of sperm quality.
Hi. After I'd gotten married, about a couple years into trying for my first baby, I had a devastating miscarriage about 3 months after I was pregnant. So I had already told all my friends and family. I was beyond devastated, and I was given very vague answers of why this happened, that it just happens. It's very common. You're 1 in 4. Just keep trying. And after a 6-month postpartum depression, I went on to try to increase my health efforts and really went on to have a healthy baby girl. I had worked in my corporate career for 20 years. I hadn't given it any other thought that it was maybe something that I ate or did or stressed about. And so I tried to live a healthier life. And when going on and telling my journey to my best friend in 2020, shockingly, I had experienced my second miscarriage. And just as devastating, didn't really get any answers on the why. And the shocking part this time was that my best friend called me a week later and the same thing happened to her. So Ronit and I just paused in grief. And because this was her first time and because she came from a functional medicine background, she wasn't willing to accept the "there's nothing you can do" answer. And we both went into crazy research mode on why does this happen? What can we do to improve our odds? We didn't just want to try again. We want to do something to increase our chances of a healthy baby and healthy pregnancy. And when we did our research, we uncovered all this research about men and sperm health playing a huge part in successful pregnancies, but also 50% of miscarriages relating to faulty sperm. And a huge light bulb went off for us. And we had this aha moment that why is nobody talking about this? Why is the burden of fertility solely placed on the shoulder of women? And we literally went through weeks of research to realize we have to do something about it. It's time for the narrative to shift. And the research also uncovered that there's so much our male partners can do to help increase our odds of a healthy pregnancy. And so we sought out some of the best doctors and nutritionists and experts to join our journey in creating the best possible men's prenatal. And when we were working on the men's prenatal, we were also trying to get pregnant with our second children and realized that while the women's prenatal space is incredibly saturated, most of them overpromise and underdeliver. And there wasn't a ton of options at an accessible price with a clean formula, with bioavailable ingredients, and with great dosages of clinically backed research. And so we thought it's time to reinvent the game. And that's how WeNatal was born. We need to bring both partners into the equation. It takes two to make a baby. Society tells us that we're trying, we're having a baby, we're in this together, but it's time to really put the we back into it. And that's how WeNatal started, to create the best, cleanest prenatal supplement for men and women. And through this journey, we found that one of the biggest common misconceptions with prenatal care is that it lies solely with the female partner, and that the burden of fertility should lie on the women. We are scrutinized for what we eat, what we drink, how much we exercise, what we do, how much stress we have pre-pregnancy. But the reality is both partners play a huge, significant role in the healthy conception and the lifelong health of our future children. So what's the best gift you can give your child? To gear up together, to get your mind and body in the best possible shape so that you can have the best insurance policy ever, which is giving your child the chances to the greatest start to life. And so we are so excited about what science is showing and what we're able to educate consumers on it with WeNatal, the importance of both partners playing a huge role. And for that, we say we're so excited for men who have joined our journey, the thousands of consumers who really see the value in putting their best foot forward and supporting their partners. We're wishing all of these men a super happy Father's Day. And we're here for all resources, for mind, for body, for education on nutrition. Our brand is more about a community and being there at the moment that matters for all of our families. And we're so grateful for everyone who's joined the journey. Thanks. Happy Father's Day.
Hi, my name is Cassie, and my husband Dan and I recently celebrated 10 years together after meeting in college and almost instantly knowing that we wanted to build a life and a family together. After our wedding in 2019, we started to try to conceive naturally with no luck. About 8 months had passed, and we decided to see a reproductive endocrinologist at a prominent clinic in our area. Before we knew it, we were waist deep in treatment, ultrasounds, follicle-stimulating hormones, and daily blood draws. We completed 3 rounds of intrauterine insemination and 3 rounds of in vitro fertilization egg retrievals. Unfortunately, all yielded poor results due to egg quality, leaving us with pretty unfavorable hope. We often felt the desire to regain even a little bit of control, constantly asking our doctor what we could do to better our chances at a family. Each time we posed the question, we were met with the same answer: there's just nothing that you can do. This was unsettling. However, we didn't know much better, and we did trust our doctor. In the following months, we endured an IVF miscarriage resulting in a DNC and a suspected ectopic pregnancy that was treated with methotrexate. At our following appointment, we decided to pose the question one more time, except this time our doctor's answer had changed. She had said, "Well, I don't usually suggest this until you have recurring losses, but you may want to consider a gluten and dairy-free diet." At that exact moment, our fertility journey changed course. We couldn't believe that all this time there was a suggestion and that it was just being withheld from us because we hadn't suffered enough. Needless to say, we began to look for a new doctor while discovering functional medicine through Chris Kresser's Baby Code course. This was the tip of the iceberg. We completely immersed ourselves in functional medicine literature, podcasts, saw a functional medicine practitioner, and found social media accounts that focused on improving fertility. That's where WeNatal came in. Although we had 2 additional miscarriages following these lifestyle changes, we were confident that my body could do it, and we just needed some more time. Our last egg retrieval yielded multiple embryos with superior egg quality, And despite some issues with the thawing process for our frozen embryo transfer, the embryo and my body were able to sustain a pregnancy. And today I am 37 weeks pregnant, patiently waiting for the arrival of our little girl. WeNatal played a vital role in allowing us to finally come to this point because they believed and have proven that men and women can improve their fertility. They not only support couples by providing better products that train our bodies for fertility and parenting, they have formed a community that relies on one another. They have teamed up with other professionals that have taught me to balance my blood sugar, nourish my gut, the importance of mindfulness, and maintaining healthy exercise goals. Gosh, I can't count how many times I messaged WeNatal on social media thinking it was crazy to expect a response, only to get a reply from Ronit or Vita themselves. I was a stranger, another person on social media, and here they were, the co-founders of this business, taking the time out to help me specifically. WeNatal are educators. They believe in a better and more fertile future. Our road was not easy, and there were certainly times that Dan and I had to look at each other and take a hard look in the mirror before deciding what came next. But we are forever grateful for the lessons we learned and that we will ultimately pass down to our daughter. I'm honored to spread a little bit of my story so that parents and couples hoping to become parents understand that they're not backed into a corner. There are options available that allow you control and a chance at a better outcome. Trust your gut, make the right choices, and allow yourself the opportunity for a healthier future, not only for you, but for your kids as well.